Hey guys, welcome back. We just finished up a wonderful interview with Carl Ray, and I'm so excited that we get to continue this with another amazing artist, Ashley Barron. Let me bring Ashley in here. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And I had said when we had Carl on, you were both scheduled for last Friday, and then I wasn't feeling good, and I had to move you all. So I just wanted to celebrate Friday the 13th in a joyful way.
I love that. Good.
But I'm so glad we were able to finally make it work and have both of you on. But I'm so excited to talk to you about a lot of things. And let's just start it off with, your current single, Let Me Go, because the lyric video is already released on this, but which honestly, when I saw the lyric video, I thought, okay, this is the video, because it looks, the landscape and the aesthetics of the whole thing are beautiful, and they just go right along with this song. That this song is kind of it's the love song that's a breakup song, it's everything all combined together. So tell us about the song and the process of writing this one. And
Yeah. Well, what's funny too is so that lyric video, we wrote this song technically 2 years ago now, probably almost 2.5. And when we wrote it, I originally wanted it to be the first single, and I was set on it. Like, nobody could change my mind. I was like, this is it. This is what I want. Even though it is a little off brand for me, because I'm more of a up tempo and rock and country artist.
We all have to have those, though.
Yeah, balances us out.
Yeah.
And I was determined, and so because of that, I was like, well, I'm going to go and record a music video. I want to do it. It sounds fun. I'm going to do it. And so that's where a lot of the lyric video stuff came from, was the original music video that I just dug my feet in the ground and had to make. But it ended up working out for that purpose. But yeah, and then they came to me this year and they were like, we think we're ready to release Let Me Go. And they had... we already had a phenomenal opportunity to work with Jimmy Lynch at Rascal 3 Creative to do the official music video. And so I was just over the moon, and I was like, oh, forget the one I made. Absolutely not. I want to work with him. And so it's been really great.
Well, and the single, it was released September 7th. I wanted to double check my dates. Yeah. So released September 7th during this whole pandemic, quarantine, anything, which is scary anyway. Look, it has to be nerve-wracking for any artist to release any single at any point in time. Yeah. But especially when you can't really go and promote it in the typical fashion.
Yeah.
And yet it debuted on the Billboard Country Indicator chart in the top 60 at 58. And it was the 5th most added song that week.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thank you. I still get chills when I hear that.
I got them, and I didn't even write it or sing it.
Yeah, no, I have the most amazing team behind me that really believes in me and my music, and they push it so well. And like you said, it's crazy in this time that we're in the pandemic, and as an artist, and as I'm just an extrovert in general. So I love being on the road. I love going and meeting fans and bringing them the song to them live. There's nothing like it. So it was very different, but fortunately with social media and all these different outlets we have with streaming and all that, it's not as bad, and it still brings the hype of releasing a new song.
Well, and we are usually in an RV full time. So while we're not artists that have to perform at a certain place, we have that freedom to go from anywhere we want, whenever we want to, and we haven't had that. Yeah. So, and it's amazing how much you miss being on the road and seeing different places. And even if it's the same, my favorite place is Wyoming. That is no secret to anybody that knows me. Wyoming, I'm just trying to get him to agree to go to Wyoming and at least spend one winter.
Yes.
And he's like, are you okay, our favorite place is in Lander, Wyoming, at the top of it's at Sinks Canyon National Park. There's a mountain. Well, there's a mountain. There's a ton of mountains, but if you go up all of these, I don't know, probably 15 miles. I don't know how far it is actually. Up these switchbacks, then you end up at Fry Lake, and there's nothing up there as far as no restrooms, no shower. I mean, there are outhouses, but no showers. But there's the most beautiful lake and the most beautiful scenery. And so all the other luxuries that come with that, God made it worth it with the scenery that he gives us up there. So, it is, missing the road is definitely something that I have struggled with a lot this year. So enough about me.
Well, what's funny is I love Wyoming too. My favorite area is the Jackson Hole area.
Yes.
And actually, it was almost like 4 years ago, I shot my first deer.
Oh, look at there.
In Sheridan, Wyoming.
So okay. Have you ever been to tiny little Thermopolis?
No.
Okay, so at some point you need to go to Thermopolis.
Okay.
Or Thermop, as the locals call it. And it's a tiny little place.
Oh,
but it's the world's largest hot springs. Like everything, it is amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. I have to put that down. I love hot springs.
Well, and I'll have to send you a list of these. In Saratoga, Wyoming, there's a place called Hobo Hot Springs. The reason it's called that is it's free. So you can go and it's really nice. It's at like a community center. And they're packed on the weekends, but there's something really cool about having cold weather and sitting in these amazing hot springs.
Yeah.
Because typically if you go to a creek, like I'm in Kentucky, so if I was to walk down to a creek today, the water's going to be cold. Yeah. Well, there's a creek, and people sit in the creek because it's hot springs, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Any place that hot water's coming out of the ground, that's great.
Yeah.
But, that's awesome. Well, see, something in common already. Yeah. Wyoming.
Yes.
I love it. There's nothing like it out there. Jason Aldean's Flyover States. Mm-hmm. I always have to listen to it when we get into Wyoming because that's just what it reminds me of. So
yeah.
Anyway. And your first single, Beer in a Bar, your last single, it was a top 40. Mm-hmm. So it's not like you have had, you've been very blessed with these singles. So are you going to follow up with another single, or are we going to do the music video and then wait and see, or?
So we're still, we pretty much have the album almost fully complete. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I knew that was going to happen.
Are they big dogs?
Yes. I have 2 Bernese Mountain Dogs.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine. My Chihuahua is not in here barking, or it would be yap, 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 yap. So.
We'll get things up and down. But I'm sorry, where were we at?
We were talking about we were talking about your success with your 2 singles and an album.
So sorry.
Rewind.
Rewind. Yeah. So we do have the album fully done. And I think, I'm really crossing my fingers that we'll be able to release it sometime early next year. But whether we do a single and then I'm not sure.
Well, I think, if things continue with the trend the way you have them going, I think either way you do it is going to be a success for you. And I'm so excited to see what this album has on it and to hear it. And I love everything you've done so far. So I can't imagine that it would be something I'd be like, Ashley, I don't like that. But no, I'm excited I'm excited to see it. Now, I want to talk about your logo. And I was mentioning the arrows behind you.
Yep.
And I believe you have an arrow tattoo. Yes. And so what does the arrow and signify for you, and why is it important? I could answer the question, but I want you to.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is when I started this like musical journey, I didn't really like, it's not like I just chose like, oh, I want an arrow,
Right.
It kind of came about like weird. And I truly believe, and it applies to like just a lot of things people go through in general to life, but whatever pulls you back will eventually shoot you forward. So that's my whole, and it's funny because, people are like, oh, is that your original quote? And I think so, but I'm
okay. As of right now, it is whatever pulls you back will eventually shoot you forward. That's an quote by Ashley Barron. Ashley Barron official.
Yeah, we'll just claim it now.
Yeah, claim it now. I mean, if we don't know that there's a quote out there that way, if somebody finds that quote and it predates this time and interview on November 13th at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time, then we'll have to give it to somebody else. But as of right now, it's Ashley Barron official. So go ahead. So
yeah, so that's basically, and then when it came to like, creating a logo and creating a brand, that just meant so much to me. And so, it was only natural to have an arrow be a part of it. And it's followed me. I didn't think that it was going to, because a lot of artists have different, they usually find one, but it changes over the years. And mine really hasn't. So
well, but you can use it in a lot of different ways. So it's not impeding on the creativity of even doing initials with it. It works. So I love it. And I love the whole, because I would have said it differently, because I would have quoted what was kind of on your bio, but that's okay. I love the way you said it. And now we have the quote officially by Ashley Barron. But it still is the same concept of signifying to always push ahead and never give up, even when it's easy to do, which is another great way to think about it. Is they always continue to go forward, and you kind of have to, even when you don't want to at times. I'm going to bring up a topic that I hope you're okay with talking about. You got a tattoo 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. And it was in honor and in memory of your mom. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thanks.
If you can't, it's okay.
No. I can. Unfortunately, my mom passed away almost a little over a month ago. And it was pretty sudden for us. She was at the beginning of all this craziness with the pandemic. She was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called scleroderma, which I have.
Because you deal with that and celiac, correct?
Yeah, I do. And unfortunately, hers was systemic, meaning it was attacking the inside of her bodies, where mine is linear. So it has attacked the outside of my body. And mine's been dormant and hasn't, I haven't had any complications or anything for years. So when we got that diagnosis, it was pretty shocking, because there's not a whole lot of information. There's not a whole lot of research on scleroderma in general, which is unfortunate, but it's the reality with a lot of autoimmune diseases. Yes. And so she was diagnosed with that, which because of the scleroderma, she went into kidney failure and was having to do dialysis. And it was crazy, because there was always something that we could do. And there was always a cure, or you're going to get better. It's going to be this. It never was fatal. And so on November, or I guess it was September 25th, my ex-boyfriend was here and my father had to perform CPR on my mom, and we had to rush her to the hospital, and they were able to get her back once she got to the hospital, which was absolutely incredible because it gave my siblings and my father and I 5 days with my mom in the
Yeah.
hospital before she officially passed.
Which
So
is priceless time.
yeah,
Priceless time.
yes, yeah, it really was. And the hardest part is my mom. She was my inspiration, and she was my biggest support and my biggest fan ever. And so it's a blessing too. You probably would never hear this from somebody, but COVID and the pandemic for me was a blessing because it provided me the opportunity to actually be home and not be on the road and be with my mom and get time with her that I wouldn't have had, and so.
No, I think that I've said a few times through this that I think this whole thing is God's way of telling all of us to be still,
Yeah.
to be still and reconnect.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
my father has stage 4 prostate cancer, and he's at the point where, I mean, he it looks fine when you look at him. And I think I think we're on year 3 now, which
Oh, wow.
is amazing.
Yeah.
But it is tough when there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
And you think all of the medical science and everything why, what?
Yeah.
So it's hard. I'm glad, that you shared that with us. I know it, when I saw that you got the tattoo, I thought, okay, I'm going to at least ask. And, because it obviously it was okay either way.
Yeah.
But the tattoo, for any of y'all who haven't seen it, she's put it up on her Facebook. It's her mother's handwriting. And it just say, I love you to,
I love you to heaven and back forever.
I love you to heaven and back forever. And it's in her mom's handwriting. It is beautiful. And it took me aback a little bit today when I saw that photo, and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. And I know how much it can mean for you. But thank you for sharing that. And so are there any links or fundraising? I know, like with lupus, with an autoimmune, there's not a lot people know about it. Or my mother had Merkel cell cancer, which nobody was able. It's a form of skin cancer, but she's fine, and they got rid of it. But at the time, there's nowhere to know about it. So if anybody out there is struggling with this, is there a page or something they can go look something up?
Yeah, definitely. There actually is. There is a scleroderma center in UCSF, which is University of San Francisco, and they have a scleroderma center there. And then there's a scleroderma center at Stanford. Now those are all West Coast.
Right.
Not familiar with East Coast or even anywhere in between. However, anybody that's ever struggling with any autoimmune diseases, I know a lot about it because of my mom, and she taught me to be my own advocate when it came to my health and things like that. And so I am here and an open door to help anybody and talk to anybody that needs research or guidance on what to do.
That's wonderful, and I'm so glad to be able to watch you turn something that's difficult into a positive. And I am sure, I have no doubt, as a mother myself, that yours is extremely, extremely proud of you. And okay. Okay, so 4 years ago on YouTube, and I came across this. And I would never ask you to do it right now because my makeup would be everywhere. You did an acoustic version. I mean, literally acoustic guitar steel of How Great Thou Art.
Oh yeah. Yes, I did.
Actually, I got goosebumps. Yeah, I got the goosies.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
All I could think of, because there was like a Christmas tree in the background, and I kept thinking, okay, Ashley Barron, give me a Christmas album with this. I'm not worried about the dogs. If they can come over and be in for all I care. We are a Road Dog Media Group. We love dogs here.
Okay. Fitting.
So have you thought about doing a Christmas album or a gospel album or?
Yes.
What's the hold up?
I know. I am obsessed with Christmas, which actually, if I showed you what is all in front of me.
Look, all somebody has to do is see your social media, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I wish, like, she looks like a Hallmark movie channel.
I know.
And I love it.
Yeah, I did. So I did totally decorate for Christmas. I am that person. My mom was that way. She was in love with this time of year. And so I knew I had to do it. But I did for the longest time. I really tried to always, it was just a YouTube video, but I would always try to release something that was like, Christmas related, music wise. I told my whole family I was doing this, so you'd think they'd be a little quiet.
Oh, that's okay. Look, if by now in November people can't deal with that on it, like if the audience or somebody in the audience is irritated by that after all these live things people have done, they need to get over it. This is life now.
Yeah. But for the Christmas album, yes, that is definitely a dream and a goal of mine. And I know I eventually will do an entire album because I'm already listening to Christmas music too. So I sing it constantly. I would love to write an original Christmas song. That would be really awesome too. So it's on.
Yeah. I can't wait. I really can't, because I really think because I'm not that person. Like, I'm the procrastinator.
Yeah.
I want to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And
then the Christmas music can start, and then we can decorate. So I'm good with that.
I get that.
But then I love being able to, like, it put me in the Christmas spirit, seeing that Christmas tree behind you and thinking of, the reason for the season not to be commercial there, but it was just like perfect. Okay, where's the Christmas album now, or where's the gospel album? So yeah, I need that in my life, and
I love that.
So in a couple Christmases, I'd like to have that, please.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
My Christmas wish.
Yeah. I love that. Oh, too fun.
So everybody can check you out at Ashley Barron, and it's Barron,
yes,
official.com.
Yes.
And then, are you on TikTok as well? I couldn't find you on TikTok.
So I know everyone has told me, they're like, you gotta do it. And I'm just like, another thing. It's already so hard for me to keep up with all of them. So I have a feeling, yes, eventually we are about to get on TikTok. But
here's why I ask is, along with saying that it looked like a Hallmark movie on your Instagram and everything right now, it also reminded me it made me think of what perfect content for TikTok. And along with your songs, and having them up there for people to use them on their videos. But I didn't join the TikTok thing until, the over 40 crowd came and kind of took over from the teenagers during quarantine. I'm one of those. And what I love about it is you don't have look, during the whole election and all this political stuff, there is some negativity.
Yeah.
But the majority of TikTok is positive, and it's happy, and it's funny, and it's an escape, and you don't have to read somebody's post that's, forever long about how bad things are. Right. It's a way to relax. But I have noticed a lot of artists having a lot of success with their followers there.
Yeah.
And so I think you would be perfect. You have to get your husband or boyfriend or who. Husband, boyfriend?
No, actually recently single.
Oh, okay. Your friends, and your dad, everybody get in on these TikToks with you, because I think that your dogs.
Yes, my dog. They're
So
all the time.
I agree with everybody that says you need to do it, that you need to do it. I think you'd be perfect on it. I'll be looking for that. So, and then everybody needs to go get the single Let Me Go. You can get it on anywhere digital music is downloaded. And I like to tell people, I realize everybody's maybe having financial troubles right now, but you can still go and stream it, and Ashley still receives the benefit from that. So anywhere, YouTube, Spotify, all the streaming services, you can stream it there and still help her out. Because we know everybody's struggling, and it's $1 may be something anybody can't do right now, but they can still. That doesn't mean you cannot hear this great music. And while you're there, check out our other stuff too. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm glad we finally got to do this. And I'm glad we got to talk about some tough topics, because I think that those end up letting somebody else know that they're not alone, or everybody goes through them. And look, as you're here for everybody about an autoimmune disease or questions, our door is always open to you, Ashley. And if you need to message me and anything, I'm here with motherly advice. It's probably not going to be as great, but I'm here.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. That means the world.
You're so welcome. I love you. I love everything you're doing. I love the song. I love the strength that it shows, and the wherewithal to just keep going, and to tell somebody, hey, you got to let me go. And yet an independent breakup love song. It's amazing. So I can't wait to see what you do next. It's going to be exciting. And a music video. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yes, I'm super excited. And I do have a little announcement that my first place that I say it.
Here we go. An exclusive.
The official music video will be released next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yay. Oh, okay, great. So we'll be able to share it, and everybody can see it. And I'm so excited to see it too. So thank you for sharing that with us. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
And I look forward to doing this again, and hopefully everybody can be back in person, and we can see you in Nashville before long. And because I'm sure we were probably at the grassroots dinner together. CRS. Yeah, we probably were there together, and just I don't know. There were
people there, so
there were a lot of people there. There were a lot of people there. There was a lot of food there. There was a lot of water consumed there. It was a great time. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashley. You'll make sure you check her out, ashleybarronofficial.com, and follow her on Facebook and Instagram, and very soon TikTok. But get out and get the single Let Me Go, and stay tuned next Wednesday for the music video. Thank you, Ashley. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye-bye.